again, the world's dancing to the same beat. Club fever's gone global. DJs are the idols of the 90s. Judge Jules, Oki, Fatboy Slim and Seb Fontaine all earn a fortune and are worshipped like gods. 3,000 people go to Cream each week, locals like Maria, Stringfellows dancer Luana and beauty queen Alex. In Leeds, Dean the Plasterer goes clubbing with one thing on his mind: women. 1999 is the club's biggest year yet. They want to be the best club in Ibiza. There's a festival to stage. They've lost resident DJ Paul Oakenfold, and to top it all, they're facing their biggest challenge yet: organising Liverpool's official Millennium Party. Every week, over 1 million people go clubbing in Britain. They travel hundreds of miles to have it large at their favourite clubs. But single Mum Maria's got Cream on her doorstep.
No! No more.
No, it doesn't.
Oh, you know what? I am
12 at the
really looking forward to going out tonight. I've just been so stressed all week.
Oh, I've not.
We all have that.
You know, crazy.
Ex-policewoman Leslie and her sister Karen are bouncers at Cream and part of the 70-strong staff who work at the club. They decide who's in and who's out. Seb Fontaine is the club's new resident DJ. He's taken over from the world's most famous DJ, Oki, and has a lot to prove.
My people, I don't have people to carry my phone. It's such a lie.
It's the bouncer's job to keep things under control outside and in. Since Karen and Leslie started on the door, there's been much less trouble. Clubs are opening all over the country and everyone wants a slice of the action. Scott King's got a one-nighter in Liverpool called Mishmash. He's determined to make it a super club and goes to Cream as often as he can to pick up tips. 31-year-old James Barton started Cream 7 years ago with a £5,000 loan. 400 people went on the first night and it's now a multi-million-pound global business.
I mean, I don't know about you, but when I go out, I just go out to just let off. You can't even talk to me. You can't even say to me, Maria, isn't he? I'll just say, fuck off! I am there every week, religiously, every week.
Oh, but you've not been in the past few weeks,
Okay,
have
I
you?
never went last week because I never had no money, but...
What about you gagging now, though?
Do you know what I mean? I can't wait to get in there and just go, woo! Love it.
The club opens at 10 and closes at 4 a.m. every Saturday, and tickets cost between £8 and £11. It's one of the super clubs who, along with Ministry of Sound, Renaissance, Sound Essential and Gatecrasher, have turned the dance scene into a billion-pound industry. Competition's fierce to book the biggest DJs, sell the most CDs, attract the biggest crowds to the best events, and dominate the world of dance.
Wouldn't you love to have a place like this? One day, you know. Do you reckon? I do. One day, Mishmash. Fucking huge. James Barton. He's been there, he's done it, he's worked hard, like, but I'm going to work harder.
You know what? I don't even look for anyone in these kinds of places because everyone is just like
It's not the
that.
place you want to pick anyone up, though.
No, everyone's just off their head, so what's the point? They most probably wake up in the morning and think that you're a totally different person anyway.
You come here to get off it and let it
Have a good
go,
time.
don't you?
It's
That's
good
the
though,
point
isn't
of
it?
it. You come
You
here.
don't come in here.
You don't come here to pull, do you? You come here to
No, they're all...
fucking get off your
absolutely
feet.
not. You come in to meet people, to have a good time,
Yeah.
little chats with them. Get up dancing and basically just kick everyone off. Exactly.
Well, maybe.
Right off your
Right.
See you later.
Ta-ra.
I need
One day, Mismatch will be this big.
Behind the glamorous facade, only a club's a job like any other. Global operations are run from a small office in a Liverpool side street. It's a family business. James's two brothers work for him as well as his dad, who runs the club's bar. James holds regular strategy and planning meetings with his top team, ex-Big in Japan lead singer Jane Casey, now Director of Communications, and money man Jim King.
We'll all just chip in what we need. I think Ibiza, okay, Creamfields, we need to go through the marketing, site issues, promo, the whole shooting match. Okay, I just want to do a little bit on sort of, I know it's not important, so don't want to go through it too much, but there's two big clubs opening, well there's three actually, Fabric, Renaissance and Home, our friends, which I think we just need to sort of think about our activity around when they're opening, whether we need to pay any attention or not. I'm just putting it on the table, yeah. It's not something which I think is massively important.
Seb Fontaine is one of the top 10 DJs in the world. He's become the new resident at Cream after the departure of Paul Oakenfold, who's left to join a rival club that's opening soon. DJs like Seb and Oki are superstars and treated like gods. In Ibiza, the clubbing season started. Between now and the closing parties in September, more than 1 million British clubbers are expected to jet in for a summer of sound, sun and sex. All the superclubs stake claim to a night and want to be the best club on the island. One of this year's first-time Ibiza clubbers is Luana, a Stringfellows lap dancer. She's going with her boyfriend Craig and mates Mark and Andre, and she's determined to make an impression.
I mean, all I'm going to need for the daytime is bikinis, so let's face it, I am overpacking. So we take 7 outfits for the night time. We're going to go to Manumission on the Monday, God's Kitchen Tuesday, Thursday we're going to go to Cream, and then Friday we'll go down to Ministry on Friday. So let's face it, half this stuff, 3/4 of this stuff I don't even need.
So you're taking it out?
Yeah.
Seb started DJing at 17. He's worked his way up from warm-up sets to major residencies and is attracting a lot of attention.
I think I'm the only person to have done Ministry and Cream, but I mean Cream's amazing. You know, at the moment I can't see me, you know, ever leaving. Of course, you know, that's going to change. But I mean, the crowd up there are really special.
You followed Paul Oakenfold as a residency at Cream. Did you try to make things different there, or did you actually follow on from him?
Paul was pretty good to me. Paul gave me some advice and said, you know, you should do this every week. You should do this. You know, he's been pretty good to me as well.
1 million miles away from Seb's superstar lifestyle, there are over 40,000 bedroom DJs in the UK. Paul Hillier is one of them, but he's on the brink of the big time. He's one of 5 finalists in a major DJ competition in London.
I mean, it's just a nightmare trying to get into the scene at the moment. You know, you want to get out and you want to play these clubs, but no one wants to give you a chance. That's what it seems like anyway, so unless you end up doing house parties for your mate or whatever, there's not a lot you can do.
Staging Liverpool's official Millennium Party is James Barton's most ambitious project yet. The club's borrowed £750,000. They've got to sell 35,000 £75 tickets to break even, and they're facing a number of rival clubbing events on the night. Failure's not an option.
I think we've got the best bill, if not in Europe, definitely in the UK for that night. And you know, the DJs include Paul Oakenfold, Pete Tong, Fatboy Slim, Seb Fontaine, Sasha. I mean, you know, it's an incredible lineup.
Successful clubs can make millions, and everyone's after a slice of the action. 70 miles from Liverpool, over the Pennines in Leeds, Space, the new club, is opening. It's a race against time to get it ready, and the workmen are on 24-hour shifts. Dean, the plasterer, is a clubbing Casanova.
I mean, if you get a woman, you get a woman. It's as simple as that. I mean, my night's accomplished if I get a woman, because I love it. And I love taking them home and taking them to bed. They're just brilliant. Just brilliant. But just remember, there's not a woman out my reach. Tell them what they want to hear.
Clubs in Ibiza open after midnight and stay open until the morning. There are all-day clubs for people with the energy to party 24 hours, but Luana and her friends have decided to chill on the beach.
I'll tell you the worst woman I've been in bed with. The worst woman you've been in bed with is when you get them in bed and they're naked. Right, you're going down, you're sucking the breast, and they've got hairs on the nipples, and it's like, whoa, big style, pull out, mate. Pull out, I'll pull the couple like that, mate, and you don't want it, do you? You know what I mean?
If 25-year-old bedroom DJ Paul Hillier wins the new DJ of the Year competition, it could change his life forever. Top DJs Oki and Sasha both started out mixing in their rooms, and Paul's hoping to follow in their footsteps. At home in Eastbourne, with only days until the contest, Paul's asked his friend Gary round to hear his set.
Hello?
Hello.
Oh, mate.
All right.
How's it going?
Yeah, your name let me in.
Cool. What are you up to?
All right, just been in the studio earlier.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Just sort of trying to sort myself out for this competition, really. Just polishing my set, deciding what I'm going to play. I'll just have a mix and see what you think, yeah?
Yeah.
Right, see what you think, yeah? I'm just going to play a couple of things that are, you know, I don't want to go too hard, but then again, you know, see what you think. I'm fucking shitting myself.
I like the bass.
You like the bass?
Good.
Mm. It's not just bang, 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 is it?
No, but it's...
a bit different as well, you know what I mean?
It's midnight and Luana's getting ready for her first night out in Ibiza. She's going to Manumission.
Look there, look.
She's decided to wear her sexiest outfit for Ibiza's sexiest club.
Right, we're rolling in. Look up. Oh my God.
This is wicked, this is.
Let's drop this bit in.
Going to Manumission will give Luana a great start to her holiday.
You can see anyway.
Manumission is one of the most expensive clubs in Ibiza and is famous for its live sex shows. At the stroke of midnight, things are starting to warm up. 2 hours later, after a pre-club drink, Luana and the boys head to Manumission.
So we know.
I think this is probably going to be my only chance. If I don't do it now, I never will. If I don't do it now, I never will. So, yeah. Let's see what happens on the night.
Disaster. Manumission was full, and despite all the build-up and even blagging their way onto the guest list, Luana and her posse couldn't get in.
They won't let us in because it's not safe. Because there's too many people, they're overcrowded, and it's apparently not Manumission themselves as the night. It's the club they said it's overbooked twice over, and it's just unsafe. They're stopping people from coming in.
Next, the party in Ibiza. Seb's there, and after her Manumission disaster, Luana larges it. DJ God of Gods, Oki, is on the road and on a roll. And clubbing Casanova Dean, the plasterer, is on the piss and on the pool. Ibiza is crucial to all the superclubs' business. It can cost between £7,000 and £25,000 to stage an evening, and DJs charge £5 a set. But it's money well spent for the promoters, who can take over £100,000 a night. Cream's boss, James Barton, makes 3 or 4 trips to Ibiza each season.
It's 7 o'clock in the morning. We're on the way to the airport. We're going to Ibiza today.
Seb Fontaine's going to Ibiza too. It's his first gig there as Cream resident and he's got to make an impact.
Herbie?
He prepares his sets at home and spends as much time as he can with his son Herbie.
See your poo go down. We need a poo, he's going to go wee.
Go on then, Daddy.
Wee. Go onto his face.
Go wee then.
Your poo. I've never known a child with so many toys. Other than myself, of course. It's kind of like having two lives, because the two are pretty, one's very hectic and you're kind of a million places and, going to parties and stuff. But then kind of during the week, I just really become really quite a normal person.
Bedroom DJ Paul Hillier has been working small South Coast clubs and practicing in his bedroom for 8 years. Winning the prestigious new DJ competition means everything to him. He's even converted his nan to his tribal sound.
I heard this a couple of months ago, and I was just like, what the hell was that? Went rushing up to the DJ, and I realised I've already got it. It's kind of nerves all around at the moment. It's meant to be finding kind of like the best unknown DJ, and this is something that I've been waiting for years. To get a bit of recognition,
Mad for It clubber, single mum and drama student Maria's on the hunt for a new clubbing outfit. She's been saving for weeks and is taking daughters Khadija and Sophia to help her choose.
Do you like that? Eh? Just lace it up down the back. I didn't lace it up from yesterday. Yeah, okay then, thanks. Tell you what, when I put it on, I'll show you that you can tie it up for me, okay? Right, if I have to...
Yeah.
Right, love, I've decided what I want.
What are you going to do?
Right, I'm going to go Wonder Woman here. Excuse me.
DJs each have their own sound, and Seb Fontaine creates his from his collection of over 40,000 tunes.
This room just gets out of hand. I mean, you get sent so many records a week. You must get sent maybe, I don't know, 100 records a week, and they just kind of, they form their own little piles everywhere. It's all in some kind of mad, weird order that probably only I could understand.
So coming up to present day, I've probably got the best part of, I don't know, all in all 8 to 10,000 records, I'm sure. Worth a lot of money. And hopefully, tomorrow night I'll be able to draw on the new stuff and some old stuff and, put together a really good set, a bit different.
Cream's been in Ibiza for 6 years, and James Barton's determined to make this their best year ever.
Here we are in Barcelona airport, en route to Ibiza. What I never told you this morning is that sort of Ibiza is, I think everybody knows a little bit about Ibiza, but it's clubbing mecca where a lot of people go and pay their homage to nightclubbing and everything else. And Cream has been operating in Ibiza for over the last 7 years, and I think it's fair to say that we're probably one of the most successful nightclubs on the island, between us and Manumission.
Jane Casey is the club's director of communications, and she's facing her first millennium crisis. A local resident has threatened an injunction, and she's going to meet her with top brass from Liverpool City Council.
We're going to meet a lady who lives quite close to the site of the Pierhead celebrations. She's got a husband who has got a bad heart, and she believes that the noise that night is going to kill him.
Space, the new nightclub in Leeds, is still behind schedule and the pressure's on. Clubbing Casanova Dean the Plasterer has got a lot of work to do, but girls are still uppermost on his mind.
I'm like this to me, let's go for married women. They don't have to pay me, I'll do it for now, I mean I'd love it to get paid. Having sex, what you love? Oh yeah. because I've got a big sex drive. Highly sex driven. Because at the end of the day, that's what it's all about, isn't it? You go out, it's like a cattle market, you go out and it's like sex. That's all it is. Sex. And if I don't go out and get it once on a weekend, I'm disappointed.
Jane represents Cream on PR.
Communications.
Lorraine obviously had a concern about the event that takes place on Millennium Eve.
I have a husband who cannot go anywhere where there is a bass beat because he's got a heart condition, it throws his heart out of sync, and then I'll have a problem. I would like to be able to find a way of reaching some sort of compromise with you where you feel that your husband would be in a safer position. I don't really know what it is. There are a lot of people who do not feel that Cream are the right people for whatever their own personal reasons. If somebody else approaches the City Council at this point with as much money to invest and goes to corporate bankers like we have and tie down the investment deals, then what are we supposed to do? What are we supposed to do? We believe in the city as much as you do. You might be out doing your walks and showing people and trying to encourage people to believe in their heritage. We believe in this city as well. We work really hard for this city. We've got as much right to be there as you have. Oh, I'm not saying you haven't got a right to be there. What I'm saying to you is that you're saying about the image. Yeah. And unfortunately, people's image of Cream, if you like, the ordinary people who don't go to Cream because we're not young. Yeah. The perception of how they view you isn't always as high profile as perhaps you might like it to be. No, absolutely, because youth culture within its time is always frowned upon.
Scott King, the small-time Liverpool promoter who's hoping his club Mishmash will one day rival Cream, is biding his time working in a record shop.
I've done my time where I've sat on my arse and done nothing, and you get to the stage where you realise it doesn't get you anywhere in life. If you want to get anywhere, you've got to go out and make it for yourself. I could be nice and happy and do a normal 9-to-5 job in a factory or go and work in an office, but it wouldn't be me. It wouldn't be what I want to do. It's tunes, isn't it? It's tunes that count. Tunes that definitely count.
Jane's back at HQ reporting to Moneyman Jim King.
It's about popular culture. She really disliked Cream and everything that we stand for.
She's been before, yeah?
She's been before, yeah. She's going to be on our tail, so court case pending.
All right, well, a bit of luck if you're on the front page of the Echo and we can get free publicity.
Yeah, well, that's the best that's going to happen.
In Ibiza, the business and the brand is never far from James's mind.
I think I've always felt that Cream can sell tickets like nobody else. We put more people into our club than anybody else. A bad night for us is a good night, is a great night for other people,
Luana's boyfriend Craig's been keeping her amused by jumping off the rocks. But she's not the only member of the posse to catch some beachside action.
I saw someone getting a nosh outside Esparadise.
That's typical.
Yeah, there was a bloke, literally there was a bloke sat on the beach.
You weren't shocked, you were just jealous.
With this girl going away for it, like hammer and tongs. And there's about 10 people standing round going, "Hey!"
San Antonio.
Encore.
And she was going, look away, as if you're going to look away.
So he did. She carried on.
Did you peep in my bedroom last night?
What? Hey, me,
After a long day plastering at Space, the new Leeds nightclub, Dean's preparing for a big night out. He follows a strict hygiene routine, which he reckons makes him irresistible.
And that is with aftershave. Always put some on ears. Because when women are talking to you, that's the first thing they're talking to in it is, and it's a lovely smell. The amount of times I said, oh, with a lovely smell on them. Last Saturday I had them like hugging me and smelling me at the top of Mustang Sally's. About half an hour before I went to bed. I just put my shirt on.
Luana's preparations are a bit more sophisticated. She's determined to turn heads.
About a year and a half, 2 years ago, I started working at Extreme Photos, which is like ideal because it's so much, it fills the gap for modelling. Whereas modelling, you never know from 1 week to the next whether you're going to be working. Whereas with Stringfellas, it's so ideal because you can go in there and make such good money. So you make the most of it now because you're, at the end of the day, you're only here once. So you should really go for whatever you're best at. I'm living a different lifestyle to most people the same age as me. And that is only through using my looks and my body to my advantage.
I know there's a married piece going round tonight, but I don't know. If all else failed, I'm guaranteed with her. I know she's round with her mates and she's got a like. All her mates are going about 12:30. And she'll probably stay on in the club. And if all else fails, I can always bring her back here.
Paul Oakenfold, DJ God of Gods, is on a world tour and has reached Preston. It's a sellout and tickets are like gold dust.
I do like to play gigs like Preston. They're real gigs. And the students for me are a wonderful crowd to play to.
In Ibiza, Seb Fontaine, Oakie's replacement at Cream, is gearing up to go on stage.
Jim and James, who run Cream, are really, and it's a team in all honesty, it's not just Jim and James, by far. Some great people work there, and I've had, you know, and I miss them, and I miss the people, the crowd most of all, but I have to move on. I've said this so many times, and you know, it's a situation of where I need to move on, and hopefully, you know, they're aware of that, they understand it, and if anything, it was probably good that I left Cream.
For Dean, a night out means two things, beer and birds. For him, clubbing's about pulling, not dancing.
Are you single or not?
Start finishing.
Where's your wife? Finishing then.
Where's your wife now?
Well, that's no good, is it? 12 mile away, isn't it?
I'm in now.
Is that quick? He'll be done by the time he gets home.
Despite his punishing schedule, Oakie comes alive once his gig starts and the clubbers go wild. Luana and her friends are heading to Cream in Ibiza, but for the second night running, things aren't looking good.
We can't get a taxi, so being I'm the only one who hasn't had anything to drink, I'll take the car, then we can drive down there and get someone to pick it up in the morning.
So. Wait a minute, we're going to get a cab and get down there till dead late.
Another venue and another girl for Dean.
Did you like an affair?
I've got my outfit.
Yo! I love it! Single woman here. Single, yeah, but I've got loved up here. You're single? Yeah? You're single? Yeah? I'm sorry, but I'm tied. She loves me, I know she does. I'm sorry, I forgot your name.
It's 1 a.m. and James Barton's heading down to check out his own club. Luana's finally made it too, but will she get in? Even James has problems.
We're all on guest list, mate. Yeah, you've got to wait to go round there, mate.
Things are looking good for Dean.
And you are now on TV. It's not Jeremy Bill, all I like to say is it's Baby Babylon!
In Preston, Oakie's gig is rocking. Dean's disco heaven is Mustang Sally's in Wakefield. Oakie's gig reaches its climax. mission. Mustang Sally's is his kind of place and he's sure to pull. Luana's made it. Seb's on the decks and James is in too, despite not being recognised by his own doorman.
You know you'd love sex, wouldn't you? I know you don't want to fuck him. You want to fuck me, don't you? So why can't you come home with me tonight? Fuck it, husband.
Despite his high hopes, Dean hasn't pulled, but he's not really that bothered.
There's always tomorrow, mate. We can always get him tomorrow.
Always.
We can always get him.
Tomorrow.
Next, it's a big night in Liverpool for club crazy podium dancer and beauty queen Alex, for single mum Maria, and James Barton, who's got a crisis to sort. The big moment arrives for bedroom DJ Paul Hillier, and would-be Super Club owner Scott King gets things going at Mishmash. After her night out, Luana's cooling off on the beach in Ibiza.
In there, I just felt so, my body was dead relaxed, so me and Craig were having a dance and everything, and it was feeling very horny, because I was completely relaxed, and Craig was feeling very horny too. So that was really nice as well, because you just want to go home and just do naughty things. So I'm sat here on the beach now, thinking all sorts of mucky thoughts. So I'm going to have to jump in that water and cool down.
James and Jim are back in Liverpool and facing a crisis. On average, 14 clubbers die each year after taking ecstasy. Despite its proactive stance, the club has just had its first death and are also having to deal with an inaccurate report about it in DJ Magazine. It's a serious issue for them.
Okay, so we've just had a meeting, me, James and Jim, because we had a bit of an incident with DJ Magazine yesterday.
Reporting on a young lady called Liz Woods who passed away after collapsing on the dance floor at the club about 3 weeks ago. And the article is incorrect.
And we had been in touch with all the press and given them a press release which very clearly stated that the girl didn't die in Cream. She died later on at the hospital, and it might seem like a small point, but to us it's quite an important point.
They've been given the correct facts and they haven't reported them correctly, and they've sensationalised it a little bit, so we're going to have a few words and decide what to do about it today. Yeah. What's that?
And the thing that's upsetting is that there's clubs in the country that throw kids out on the street if they run into problems with drugs, and, you know, throw them out on the street in the morning, they're just another hit and run. Whereas we try and do the right thing.
Scott King's getting ready for his weekly club Mishmash. It costs him $2,000 a year to run, and so far he's lost money. But he's determined to turn it into a super club.
This will be one of the biggest tunes at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Even if the articles are correct, the headline, it's the headline's the issue.
Is it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Chris, hi. A little bit unhappy. And I just think it's just slack, really. And obviously we as a company are really, really disappointed. Not only really disappointed, but, you know, have even gone as far as speaking to our lawyers this morning, because it's factually wrong and it puts us in an extremely bad light. So, but, you know, obviously I just wanted to speak to you to sort of express to you how disappointed we are and how upset we are with the whole thing. All right, Chris, thanks for calling. Bye. Full of apologies, phoned up yesterday because they knew it was a problem. Prepared to print a massive apology and a retraction, but I said we don't want them to do that.
You know, it's just piss poor. It really is, honestly. I just get away with it all the time.
With just hours to go before the night kicks off, Maria's got a babysitting crisis and might not get her club fix.
I've got to basically try and get in touch with the kids now, and if she's not in, I'll have to phone my mum. See if my mum will have to fix for me.
Lifelong Everton fan James Barton grew up on a council estate just round the corner from Goodison Park. 19-year-old beauty queen Alex is taking her best friend Jared to Cream for the first time, and he's more worried about his clothes than she is.
I really want to look dead good because we're going to Cream.
It's totally acceptable to dress however. Now, whereas at one time it used to have to be dolled up to the nines and your labels to get in, now they let glow sticks and everything in.
Well up, man. And again, and again.
Everton are playing Wimbledon, and James, his dad and Jim King are praying for a win.
Pulls him down, did he? I thought he went flying, me. He pulled him down. Really good with that.
Maria couldn't get hold of her mum, so in desperation she's gone round to ask a friend to see if she'll mind the kids so Maria can go clubbing.
Do you want to take them out and what do you want me to do? You just come tomorrow. Alright then. See you later tonight. Ciao.
Mishmash means everything to Scott. After almost a year he feels he's got it right. He's been handing out flyers all week and he's confident tonight will be a success.
Right, lift me out.
Alex and Jared are podium dancers in another Liverpool club. Even though it's a night off for them, Jared's determined to get on the podium at Cream.
He's going to write on his hand so that he doesn't forget when he's drunk. He's going to make it his mission to get on the podium tonight.
I am.
And he said, I'm going to write it on my hand and go,
Alex
on
said,
the stage.
Yeah, Alex said it's dead busy, so I'm just going to have to go, right, remember, I'm on that podium. I've got to go on there.
Don't forget. Everyone just faces the DJ box, right? Everyone just faces the front. It's like a big warehouse room sort of thing, and everyone faces the front like that.
Do you want to know what part?
With a babysitter on the way, Maria can get ready. Going to college, being a mum and having a social life is a big juggling act, but she thinks she's cracked it.
So to some people they might say, oh my God, how can you go to college and how can you study and look after 2 children and still have time to go out and enjoy yourself? It's not like a burden to me. I enjoy doing it. I love kids anyway. I mean, they're like a main part of my life.
It's the night of the big DJ championships, and this is it for Paul Hillier. If he makes it tonight, his life could change forever. Seb Fontaine's the chief judge in the bedroom DJ competition. It's a tough night for Paul. He's got to please the 2,000-strong crowd and beat 4 other finalists. He's brought 30 mates with him and his most loyal fan, his girlfriend Claire.
Some of the DJs must be pretty nervous tonight because it's absolutely rammed. It's 1 out, 1 in, 1 out. It's a lot busier than I thought it was going to be actually, but it's a really good crowd.
Not nervous.
Eh?
Not nervous.
Yeah.
Slightly.
Yeah. It's a big club, mate. Look at that. That'd just be like the worst scenario, wouldn't it? Like playing a half-an-hour set at the dance floor just like emptying before your eyes. It's not going to happen.
Paul's never played such a big gig before and tension's rising.
People do think we're a couple.
They do, they know us.
But you are a couple. As I say,
Yeah,
he
we
camps
are.
it up and camps it up, and they still say, is that your boyfriend, or is that you two boyfriend and girlfriend? And we're
Yeah.
like, no, he's gay.
Yeah, and it's like, is it not obvious? I've just basically winked at your fella.
He's just been standing there in a skin-tight red catsuit, feather boa and devil horns. You know what I mean?
Oh, God.
As well as being the resident DJ, tonight Scott's also the doorman at Mishmash. Good news, 2 clubbers have arrived. And the night's clubbing is just beginning for Alex, Jared and Maria. At Mishmash, the music's banging, but the dance floor's empty, and Scott King is putting a brave face on it.
For what we've spent this week, if we get 40 people, we'll have money back in our pocket again.
While Mishmash is having trouble getting clubbers in, Cream's already chucking them out. These days, James Barton doesn't have to work club nights. He just turns up to check out how things are going. Despite a change of DJ at Mishmash, it's still not going off.
I'll see you on Saturday anyway. Hello? Are you going to give us a balance?
Paul Hillier's big moment arrives, a make-or-break gig in front of Seb Fontaine and 2,000 clubbers. If he wins tonight, his prize will be £10,000 worth of mixing equipment, a gig in Ibiza, a trip to New York, and the possibility of global superstardom.
Basically, it's damn hot in there and it's really going off, so I think tonight so far has been a success.
It's Scott's turn on the at Mishmash. Will his tunes do the trick? Cream's tunes are doing it for first-timer Jared, and James Barton's happy. On a good night, he'll take at least 22,500 in ticket sales alone. This has been the worst night ever at Mishmash. Only 10 clubbers turned up. They're closing early and Scott's gutted. Paul's finished his set. Now all he can do is wait. He's very nervous.
Sure, James Barton and Darren Hughes didn't ever say, like, you know, should we jack him? Well, I'm sure they did, but you know, I'm sure they're glad they didn't.
You know, it's still hard work, but you know, and as things have got bigger and you know, more important, and the projects have got bigger, it's you know, it's become a bit more difficult, but it's something that I really enjoy doing, and it's something that I wouldn't swap for anything really at the moment.
Thank you for taking me to Cream, it's fantastic.
That's it, we can actually go home now.
The judging has been extremely tight, and there's most of it split just by 1 or 2 points. First place tonight, and the 1999 Redemption DJ champion is the Paul Hillier.